The more you show your pain, the more some people might want to hurt you. It's a sad truth, but showing our struggles can sometimes attract people who enjoy seeing us in difficulty. This can happen in all parts of life, like at work, with friends, or even in our families. There are people who find joy in making tough times tougher for us. That's why learning to keep our weaknesses hidden can be so important. Imagine being like a strong tree in the middle of a storm. The winds are wild, the rain is heavy, but the tree stands strong. In this video, we'll talk about how to be like that tree. We're going to explore 18 principles from Epictetus, a philosopher known for his teachings on resilience. The focus is on finding strength in staying calm and steady, not on being the loudest. Let's get into it and see how we can stay strong when faced with challenges. Principle 1. The power of listening. Epictetus's first principle hits on something really simple but powerful: listening. Ever wondered why we have two ears but only one mouth? He saw this as nature's way of telling us something important. Listen more, talk less. Listening isn't just about being quiet while someone else speaks. It's about really hearing them. It's when we open our ears and hearts to what others have to say, we learn new things, see different points of view, and understand the world better. This principle isn't just about being polite, it's about growing as a person. By really listening, we connect with people on a deeper level and become wiser for it. Principle 2. Expect and accept difficulties. Epictetus had a smart tip for dealing with hard times. Expect them. It's like knowing a storm is coming and having your umbrella ready. He says that if you think about the bad stuff happening before it actually does, it won't scare you as much when it does happen. It's like being afraid of the dark and then finding out it's not so bad once you're in it. This idea isn't about always thinking negative things will happen. It's more like being ready for them, just in case. So when things get tough, you're not caught off guard. You're ready to handle whatever comes your way. It's about being strong and not letting fear stop you from doing what you need to do. Principle 3. Learn big from small mistakes. Think about when you learned to ride a bike. Remember how many times you fell off, but each fall taught you something new, right? That's exactly what Epictetus is talking about in his third principle. He says that messing up isn't just part of life. It's how we learn the best lessons. Imagine if you stopped trying to ride that bike after the first fall. You'd never feel the wind in your hair as you zoom down the street. It's the same with life. Every time you goof up, it's a chance to get better. Did you ever say the wrong thing and hurt a friend's feelings? You learn to think more before you speak. Ever spent your pocket money too fast and ended up broke? You learn to budget better next time. This principle isn't just saying it's okay to make mistakes. It's telling us that every mistake is like a secret teacher, showing us how to do better next time. Principle 4. The true cost of chasing money. Imagine you've been saving up for the coolest new video game. You finally buy it, but then you're too busy playing to hang out with your friends. Epictetus warns us about stuff like this. He says chasing after money or cool things can make us forget what's really important, like friends and family. It's like when you get so caught up in having the best bike on the block that you stop riding just for fun. He wants us to remember, having lots of stuff is cool, but it's not everything. The best things in life aren't things. Principle 5. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Ever heard the saying, don't put all your eggs in one basket? That's pretty much what Epictetus is saying here. It's like if you only have one favorite toy and it breaks, you're really upset. But if you have lots of toys you love, you're not as sad when one breaks. He's telling us to have lots of dreams and goals. If one doesn't work out, you've got others to focus on. It's about spreading out your chances for happiness. Principle 6. Life's stopwatch. Epictetus reminds us life has a stopwatch, and we don't know when it's going to stop. It sounds a bit scary, but it's actually helpful. It's like when you know you only have 1 hour to play before bedtime, you make sure you play your favorite games first. Knowing life doesn't last forever makes us think about how we want to spend it. Do we waste time being mad or upset? Or do we spend it having fun, learning new things, and being with people we care about? Principle 7. Happiness in what we have. Think about your favorite toy or game. It's awesome, right? But remember how happy you were with your old favorites. Epictetus tells us, real happiness comes from enjoying what we already have, not always wanting new stuff. It's like enjoying your old bike, even though it's not the fanciest. He's saying we're actually richer when we're happy with what we've got, instead of always wanting more. Principle 8. Learning never ends. You know how sometimes grown-ups act like they know everything. Epictetus says that's not the way to go. Even when you think you know a lot, there's always more to learn. It's like playing a game. You can always get better no matter how good you are. He wants us to be like detectives, always curious and ready to learn something new. That way we keep getting smarter and better at understanding the world. Principle 9. Skip the blame game. Remember a time when you blamed your sibling for something you did? Epictetus says playing the blame game doesn't help anyone. Whether we blame others or ourselves, it's like being stuck in a giant hamster wheel, going round and round but not getting anywhere. Instead, he suggests we learn from what happened. Like when you break a vase playing indoors, instead of blaming your brother, you learn to play outside. It's all about fixing what went wrong, not finding someone to pin it on. Principle 10. Hang out with the right crowd. Have you ever felt really happy after spending time with your best friend? Epictetus tells us that's the kind of people we should be around. Just like hanging out with a grumpy friend can bring you down, being with a happy one lifts you up. It's like when you play on a team where everyone's cheering each other on, you feel great and play better. He's saying we should choose friends who make us feel good and help us be our best. Principle 11. You choose how to react. Ever dropped your ice cream and then had the choice to cry or laugh about it? Epictetus says life is full of dropped ice creams. We can't always control what happens, but we can control whether we cry or laugh. It's about deciding how to react when things don't go our way. So next time something goes wrong, remember, it's your choice to get upset or to find a way to make the best of it. Principle 12. Do your part well. Think about a school play where everyone has a part. Even if your part is small, the play wouldn't be the same without you. Epictetus says life is like that play. We all have our parts to do, big or small, and doing them well makes everything better. It's not about getting applause, it's about knowing you did your best, just like remembering your lines and saying them at the right time in the play. Principle 13. Ignore the negative Nellies. Have you ever dealt with someone who just seems to dislike you for no reason? Epictetus says the best thing to do is just ignore them. It's like when someone's mean to you at school. Instead of being mean back, you just walk away and play with other friends. He's telling us not to waste our time and energy on people who don't matter. Focus on the good stuff and the good people in your life. Principle 14. Less can be more. Ever noticed how sometimes the simplest toys or games are the most fun? Epictetus thought that was true for life too. He believed having fewer things could actually make us happier. It's like when you have too many toys and you can't decide which one to play with, but with just a few favorites, you're always having a great time. He's saying that life is better when it's simple and not stuffed with too many things. Principle 15. Be the boss of your feelings. You know how you feel when someone says something mean? Epictetus says we can actually choose not to let it bother us. It's like being the boss of your feelings. If someone calls you a name, you can decide to let it upset you, or you can shrug it off and keep playing. He wants us to learn to control how we react, so we don't let other people's words or actions ruin our day. Principle 16. Friends are better than things. Think about a time when you had a lot of fun with your friends. Maybe you didn't have the coolest toys or gadgets, but you still had a blast. Epictetus tells us that's because friends are more important than things. Having people who care about you and have fun with you is way better than having lots of stuff. He's saying true wealth isn't about money or toys. It's about having great friends. Principle 17. Look for the bright side. Have you ever turned a boring situation into something fun? Epictetus says we should always look for the bright side in everything. Like if it's raining and you can't go outside, maybe you create an awesome fort indoors. He believes every situation, even the not-so-good ones, has something positive in it. It's about finding that fun or good thing in whatever happens. Principle 18. Worry only about what you can change. Imagine trying to push a huge rock that just won't move. Epictetus would say, stop pushing the rock and do something else. He means we shouldn't worry about things we can't change. It's like worrying about the weather. We can't change it, so why not just dress for it and go play? Focus on what you can do, not on what you can't. I hope this video helps you. Since you've watched until the end, share your thoughts with us. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe for more content. See you soon.